If you want, then we can move on.
Yeah, move on.
to
Last
the
final
next
topic.
topic.
Don't forget
Insane
what
topic.
time was this going to be tomorrow?
10:30 a.m. is when we're gonna go live.
Okay, I want you to make
Central
sure that's
time.
clear.
Yeah.
So 14 hours.
I know somebody in
14
the
and a
chat had
half.
asked that. So.
Yeah, it'll be like 14 and a half hours from now. We'll be live on this channel again. So just make sure you get the notifications on, and we'll be here. So my topic is gonna take us off the rails, I think.
Oh, 100%.
Not like we haven't been there before.
He told me
That's,
yesterday.
that's true. So one of my all-time favorite stand-up comedians, he did a whole thing where he talked about how a guy from Florida robbed a Wendy's with an alligator, or if he robbed a Wendy's with an alligator, that's up for debate still. But anyways,
Revolutionary.
it's way ahead of our time. But anyways, it got me thinking, and we've talked about this on the live stream a little bit, and it definitely was a conversation starter, and I want to know what you guys think. If you were to step that up and not just rob a Wendy's, what would you do with animals to take over an entire town or city?
Emus.
Yes, the Great Emu War.
We already got Australia, boys.
Yes. Heck yeah, the Great Emu War. Don't ever forget the Great Emu War.
Don't hurt me, PK.
What he said.
No, so I was like, if you can find a way to like catapult something into the city, like, you know, so like it gets past the first line of defense, you can start like catapulting rhinos or something. Like, I don't know what you would do exactly, but like just something random, crazy, stupid. Like if you could ride in on an elephant with, you know, chimpanzees throwing spears. I mean, anything. You know,
I mean,
what?
that's just Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
That's true. That
It's
is
not
true.
wrong.
But what would you guys think would be a great way to, like, let's say we've all been to Minneapolis. We all kind of know the roads in and out of that city a little bit. If you were to take over the city of Minneapolis, now granted it's already being burned down, so let's just add to it, I guess. What would you do?
Ooh.
Because obviously alligators into a Wendy's drive-through window is not just enough. You know, we're gonna need more.
Is there a limit to
No, if
what
you
can
want to
do?
take, you know, tigers and drop them out of an airplane with parachutes, you are free to do so.
Do you get to bring Joe Exotic with? Or?
You can do whatever you want, yeah.
Snakes. And
As
a
long
lot
as
of
animals
snakes.
are involved and you're taking over a city with animals, what
All
do you
I'm
think would be the
saying
best way?
is
Endless snakes.
emus have a pretty good record. For
They
winning
are
wars.
1-0.
I mean, they are two.
Yeah.
They're 2-0.
2-0, yeah.
They're 2-0.
Hmm.
And I'm
against
saying,
governments.
I mean, like with size, speed, intelligence, you know, firepower, you could work with that. A certain amount of those, you could do some damage. Plus, they're not real; they're drones, so you can do
This is
whatever you
true.
want with them.
Going back to
Use the birds.
Week 1 or 2.
Yeah, I just use the birds. No, I would say snakes. Of all
Snakes,
different
huh?
of all different kinds.
See, I don't know if snakes could take over a whole city though, because
They could take over a plane.
Yeah. That's all I need.
take over.
Don't
a
go
plane.
there.
Trying to think through some of the most powerful creatures that we have, or the smartest. One of which I would love, the Mantis Shrimp. That thing is powerful. If you know anything about it,
Yep.
Can we make it bigger?
if we could like expand
Genetically
their
enhanced.
size,
Then we get a kaiju.
right,
would
and
be-
that would wreck any city. That thing is.
Is that
beastly.
the one that
It can shoot its claws
Yeah,
out
yep.
past the speed of sound.
Yep, that's the one I was thinking of.
Underwater.
It just
Oh, yeah.
destroys things. It's crazy.
Mhm.
Don't put your hand in the water with those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
But seriously, if
And
we can
then,
make
like,
it bigger.
It has a scene that's still attached when it can draw you back in. It's kind of like spear fishing, pretty much.
It's like Scorpion.
And it has a
Mortal Kombat.
neurotoxin inside it that actually paralyzes what it hits,
Mm-hmm.
and it just reels you in. Oof, oof.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, there's definitely a lot of situations that you could go through.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna use, you know, we're not gonna make any animals supersized. Like, you know, let's try to keep it somewhat
Yeah.
Normal.
somewhat based in reality. Like, obviously, you know, we're not going to be dropping tigers out of airplanes
Nope.
with parachutes. But if we were to, you know, how quickly do you think we could take over a city with a bunch of tigers?
Well, if we're dropping things out of a plane, I'm dropping moose out of a
Moose.
plane.
Mason.
Which, funny enough, it's actually illegal in Alaska to push a live moose out of a plane.
Not
but
a dead
that's-
one.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine the damage? Like, you don't realize how. Like, we look at a moose, and most people think, oh, it's about the size of a deer.
No.
No,
They're huge.
They're
they're
massive.
like
are
the size of
monsters.
a truck.
Yeah. But you know what is even better than a moose is a polar bear.
Ooh,
So
true.
There's not that many of those actually, though. So
I mean, there's
you're
not that
limited
many,
in your
but
amount.
okay, so we could go grizzly bears. I mean, grizzly bears take out moose.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
also incredibly skittish. So I don't know. The humans might scare them away just as fast as
What
they
about
get
like
at the humans.
trainability? Like, can we train these animals to do something?
Yeah, which I mean, there's grizzly bears that have been trained. So I mean, you could.
Sure.
I mean, I think grizzly
That's not
bears
the
might
norm,
be.
though.
I think it might be the best bet to go with a bunch of trained grizzly bears. We can drop them out of a helicopter or something. Like we just fly over, or an airplane. Like the big ones that the military uses to take tanks, and they drop the tanks out with parachutes. We can do that with grizzly bears. We'll just start like pushing them out with a crate, and we can take over an entire
I
city.
mean, if
with
you want to
those
be
things,
real,
man.
though, like, the number one option is gorilla.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
they have the
gorilla would be a good one.
intelligence, they have the ability to use tools. They're some of the strongest animals in the animal kingdom.
Especially
Like-
when you get some of the silverback gorillas.
Yeah.
Now that's power.
I mean, that's the. But then it's just Planet of the Apes again. So.
Yeah.
See, but
Yeah.
I think honestly though that a grizzly bear would kick the crap out of a gorilla.
No,
No,
gorilla
no,
would
it would
rip
not.
apart
I'd put a
grizzly bear,
gorilla
dude.
up with
Yeah.
a bear any day of the week.
Alexa, who would win in a fight, a gorilla or a grizzly bear?
Here's something I found on the web.
She has something.
According to reference.com, in a hypothetical confrontation between a gorilla and a grizzly
It's gotta be
bear,
a
the bear
hypothetical.
would
Can we
most
just go
likely
do it?
win because of its size advantage,
Bull
its
crap.
sharp, powerful claws, and its predatory instincts.
So the grizzly bear would win in
Why-
the hypothetical
I
fight.
don't want it to be hypothetical. I just we
I
gotta
don't
go-
believe it. I don't
You
believe
think
it at all.
we just get the octagon, dude.
Yeah.
We'll just-
like that's gonna be the next MMA fight. Like I think we gotta have this happen.
I honestly don't believe it at all. Like maneuverability, being able to use tools and intelligence and pure physical force, like I think gorilla would just out destroy it.
See, according to Alexa, that's not the case.
And there's gorillas that are like 800 pounds, man.
They said they were outsizing them. Silverback gorilla would outsize the grizzly bear.
Yeah.
So they would win that size advantage. You see, you're doing general gorillas. If we specify outward,
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, how about this? Okay, now hear me out. We can go best of both worlds. We can-
Gorillas riding grizzly bears.
I just thought of that as well.
That was part of my plan, but also not. I was gonna say we could be riding the grizzly bears and command the army while we're dropping gorillas out of the airplanes with parachutes, so they can get on top of buildings and they can take over from above, while we take over from below, and then we sandwich all the people in the middle. And then you get gorillas up top, grizzly bears on the bottom. Like there's no one getting out of the city alive.
Yeah.
And then everything at Best Buy is ours. We can actually get, a Micro Center will actually be able to get graphics cards because we
No, they're already gone, man.
Yeah.
I'm
They're already
sorry.
gone.
We'll
You're
go to-
assuming that they had any there in the first place.
We'll go to the scalpers' houses and their warehouses, and we'll take over. We'll get all this stuff, and
I
then,
don't know where we've gone with this.
then we're rich. So, would you do this? Do you think more as I'm going to make money, or I just want to cause chaos? Are you the Joker, or are you?
I feel like you're not making money with this. You're just gonna
Yeah.
cost.
You're
people.
just
You're-
you're just
yeah.
chaos.
Chaos. An agent of chaos.
Agent of Chaos.
See, I feel like you can make a lot of
Anarchy.
money.
One might say, danarchy.
Oh, that takes me back.
That does. That takes me
Inside
back too
joke.
far.
Sorry, boys
Oh,
and
damn.
girls.
Wonder how he's doing.
Moving on.
I think going back to the mantis, I saw PK say how you take them out of the water. What do you do then? It's take a play out of the other guys. You just construct a series of breathing apparatus
With kelp.
Mhm.
With kelp. You don't need it. You don't need
It
them
will
to
be
be out of
days
the
at a
water.
time.
Hours?
Just
Hour 45?
No problem.
That's all it'll take. I mean, it won't take them that long to go through humans.
A lion versus a tuna? Lions don't like water. Oh, that's the other thing. Like, if we were to pair up, two different animals from different parts of the world to do this,
It shouldn't go together.
yeah, like a lion and a tuna. It's like we have to take one aquatic, and we take one land. I'm still gonna go grizzly bears. I still think that's gonna be the best one for land. So what you said, but we can't make it big for water. We can't put steroids in the shrimp or whatever the heck you're talking about.
Orca.
Orca whale,
Yes,
definitely.
I would put-
Orcas.
Orcas are the
Destroy
most
everything.
just violent creatures in the ocean.
So, see, now I'm picturing an orca walking with his back fins, his legs, like holding an AR-15 or like some sort of like just going
Like-
through like an M42, just mowing people down.
Like
dude.
people are afraid of sharks. Orcas eat sharks.
Yeah.
They play with their
They
food.
play with their
They
food.
do.
It's one of the only animals ever that just messes with their food before they
Am I
kill
not
it.
supposed to play with my food?
Not like
You
an
don't
orca
touch her.
does.
Not like they do.
Oh.
They'll sit there and toy with it. Like, oh yeah, you can get away, and then
No, you can't.
no.
Yeah.
I love orcas. Orcas are my favorite animal.
Orcas are sweet.
See, I always say that I'm a polar bear just because I'm fat, white, and always cold. So I go with that.
Yeah.
So that might have to be one of my favorites.
Do you drink Coke?
No, I'm too white for that.
Then you're not a polar bear.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm too white for Coke.
No,
Polar bears
so
drink Coke.
they were talking about bats in chat, and
Tim, you look confused. Did you not hear about this?
No, I didn't.
So Coca-Cola held a whole training thing that was teaching their employees to be less white.
Yep.
The corporate office, like for Coca-Cola, they had someone come in and teach their employees how to be less white.
This is true.
I had not heard about that.
You didn't hear about that?
Nope.
It's
Oh, like
ridiculous.
their whole training was like, don't be as white as you are, like be less white or something
Yeah.
along those lines. And
That's wrong.
It's ridiculous.
That's
Let's
weird.
not get into it.
No.
Yeah, let's
Not a-
not.
But,
deal with stupidity.
This is not the time
Back
to
to
deal with that
the
level
back to the
stupidity.
bats thing.
The bats.
Bats would be a good way to do it. Like
Batman.
Terraria was talking
Yeah, I
about
like
it.
to use them in all of my theatrical
yes, you do.
assaults.
Yeah, so
But they
been
actually
bit by a bat.
experimented with it in World War II apparently, like strapping timed bombs to bats and dropping them out of airplanes.
you
it
can
was
I mean,
like-
they've trained dolphins
Yeah.
and stuff
you
like
can
that.
train penguins to and just put little presents on their backs. And then
They'll just
penguins
waddle.
Waddle, and
Yeah,
it's so
okay.
cute that people won't think anything of it and they blow 'em
Okay,
up.
penguin.
Just waddle, waddle, waddle.
Yeah, if you think about it, a lot of these hypotheticals, we just look at the Batman
Yeah.
Mhm.
comics and stuff, and there you go.
The bat shark repellent.
Yes.
If you don't have that, you're doomed.
But no, my wife was in chat. She made a good point that bats did shut down the country last year. So
That is true.
I mean,
That we can say
let's
that
just
now.
use a bat.
Can we?
And now I just think of Wake Me Up When 2020 Ends.
But yeah,
I don't know. So
I'm trying to think of another animal that might.
I'm trying to think of another one.
Lasers.
Lasers. Yeah.
Lasers.
Not layers.
What other animal like
you could conquer a city with elephants.
rabbits?
You can conquer a city with rabbits.
Rabbits multiply.
Can
They
be,
do,
Can
really
they be
quickly.
rabid rabbits?
No, they're just rabbits.
Oh, not rabid rabbits.
But with how fast they multiply, anything that has a short what's the word I'm looking for?
Lifespan?
Not
Gestation
life,
period?
gestation period. Anything that has a short gestation period,
Lies.
you could just overrun a city.
So
Mosquitoes.
a plague, you're saying.
Oh my god, mosquitoes taking over. Oh, that'd be the worst, dude. Can you imagine just millions of mosquitoes swarming after people, just sucking them dry?
Hundreds of trillions.
Yeah,
That's basically Minnesota.
You mean Minnesota?
Aren't they already there?
That's basic. Well, I mean,
Concentrated.
I thought the actual term was blood-sucking leeches for Minneapolis, but we could go with mosquitoes too.
But yeah, like anything like that, anything that's got that short gestational period, you could just overrun the city in weeks
You
if
know,
it's
You'd
uncontrolled.
have to
Go back
put
to like
disease in
biblical
it somehow.
times. Just go frogs or some locusts. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, locusts.
Well, mosquitoes are locusts.
True.
They're just a
One-
species of them.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about like destroying crops and stuff. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
something that it's like scorched earth policy,
But you see, the problem with that is I want to eat food. I don't want this to mess with my supply.
Well, no, because
We're
you're
just talking
taking
about
over the
destroying
city.
a city.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
you're-
destroying it. I don't have to worry about any of the
Yeah.
aftermath.
No, it's
Yeah.
literally contained to the city.
Yeah, like so if
Okay.
you're going to go to Minneapolis, it's only taking over Minneapolis. You're not spreading out to like the farmland and the
Ooh, a good one to get them then. Rats. It'll eat away
Yep.
at all their supplies, so all their
Yep.
food would be gone.
So New York.
No, that's pigeons there.
you could
No,
do,
that's Chicago.
Those are drones.
Those are drones.
Cockroaches.
Yeah.
You ain't killing those.
This is
This
true.
is true.
Even a nuke
Somehow
won't
put
kill those.
So
somehow
LA.
putting like a disease or like radiation on a cockroach or something and just
Letting them loose.
yeah, that
That'd
could
be
destroy
crazy.
something.
Yeah.
you could just
It's like Family Guy. Those are some bad roaches. I'm gonna cut you up so bad. You go wish I didn't cut you up so bad. No, I'm thinking though. My main plan. And see, you went with the numbers. I went with this brute force. I guess I'm gonna stick with grizzly bears, just dropping them out of airplanes, dude.
All it takes is people figuring out what's happening and getting guns, though.
Yeah.
That's why you go to a city, because remember they don't allow those.
You know, there's lots of guns.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chicago's gun-free zone.
Yeah, because
Just
that works
because the
so
law
well.
says there aren't any guns doesn't mean there aren't any.
Chicago is a gun-free zone, yet they have microphones on almost every street corner that monitor for gunshots.
Actually, so I was talking to an officer from Minneapolis, and he
Yes.
pulled that up on his phone, and he's like, "Yeah, listen to this." You could hear like pop, pop, pop. He's like, "That was 5 minutes ago on this intersection." He goes, and they actually have the technology to tell you what caliber was fired.
Yep.
Like they have. So I was like, "That is the coolest thing." So
That's
they
pretty
knew it
sweet.
was fired out of a 40, and there was 3 individual shots.
Yep.
And they were able to triangulate it and say it was from this exact spot. I'm like, that is the coolest thing.
That is
Yeah.
Like just looking exactly where that was. Like, that is so freaking cool. So yeah, that kind of what you were exactly what you're talking about, I guess. But no, so what would your number one weigh then? Because I mean, he has rabbits and stuff. Like I would go with brute force. He did numbers.
I don't know. It might be kind of just depends on the exact city and when I'm doing this.
I don't know. I'd go small with some sort of insect that just kills people from disease or
There's a bunch of mosquitoes.
could be. I don't know. Cockroaches, mosquitoes.
I like the
Locusts,
subterfuge
whatever.
method myself. So, just go in under the radar and just crush. Just
But
whatever
really?
will get past them.
Get a hold of the lizard
really?
people.
The
Emus.
Lizard people.
You're taking over Atlantis, I guess.
Hey, I'll take Atlantis. They had the best technology.
It's true.
Logan, that's Atlantis, not
I
Atlanta,
know.
where you live. Just so you.
Hey, right now you could take that over pretty easily. Trust me.
There's enough chaos.
It's true
there as
though.
it
Like
is.
you brought up a good thing, Tim. To be honest, like a wasp or a hornet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Murder
could be
Hornet would be really
disgusting.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
From
There's a-
Japan.
So let out the wasps. That'll be the end of it all.
Yep.
There's I forget the name of the hornet. It's not the Murder Hornet, but there's one that is like, I think it's called the Cow Killer Hornet or something along those lines.
Oh.
And
so,
it has the most painful sting in the world. Like it just
Yeah.
those things are huge and they're crazy. The stingers on those things, I forget the exact name. I watched a YouTube video where a guy actually let one sting him.
Yeah, that guy's a moron. He's fun to watch.
Coyote
Oh,
Peterson.
Coyote Peterson,
I love it. I
yeah.
love it.
He's
dude.
fun to watch.
I will watch Coyote Peterson get stung by every animal and
I
bit
just-
by every
yeah.
animal imaginable just because it's fun to me. I don't know why.
because you're not experiencing it.
Maybe, I don't know. Like this is from someone that's never even been stung by a bee. So
Oh,
True.
it sucks.
You're somebody who
not
revels
really
in other
fun.
people's misery.
And that's
True.
why we revel in yours.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's true.
True.
I have enough of it. So there's there's plenty to go around. No, I see that comment.
I like
No.
that comment.
I
Let's
see
do
that
this.
comment. No.
There we go.
I like this.
You call it.
PK, I like this.
No.
We should
Yeah.
do
You
this.
can call it huge bites.
Oh,
And we're gonna end before anything else gets
I like
said
this.
here.
I like
so,
this.
little bites, huge pain.
So we're
Huge
gonna end
man
it
versus
here.
bugs.
We are officially done after that.